Hi there, my name is Eli and welcome back to my channel, Jack Elijah. And today I have the new Stitched in Style Frankie doll. I literally just got them in, like right now. Like they got delivered, opened them up, and here I am. I'm so excited to crack into her. I honestly refer to G1 Frankie with like she, they. So sometimes I'll use she, sometimes I'll use they. I'll switch between them. But yeah, she's really cool. I love the box. I already got fingerprints on it because I'm just so excited. And yeah, no artwork, just photographs of the doll. But here she is. It is about the same size as the Gulak Schoolio box, it appears. And just a doll and a stand, no accessories or nothing. But I feel like this is enough. Like this doll is so high concept and so very cool. I am not someone who really has a background or a breadth of knowledge in fashion as far as like the mock-up design process to like execution. I think the lengths of my knowledge as far as fashion goes like fashion dolls, Project Runway, and like RuPaul's Drag Race. So that's about as much as I know, and I feel like there's a lot of fun, cool references in this doll to fashion, to the creation of dressmaking, things like that. And so I'm excited to get into her. I don't want to like badmouth her because she is nice, but I'm just not a fan of her bangs. They're like the thatched bangs where they thatch them through the hairline. I like when the bangs kind of come out of the middle part, look a little different. So today as well, I am going to wash Frankie's hair, see what's going on underneath this headpiece bun situation, and I'm crossing my fingers that they have a middle part because I think I'm gonna try and just like tweak and edit the bangs a little bit. I think. So hopefully that works out because I don't want to like mess up this doll. They do retail for I think $50 on Amazon, and there was a whole thing. I think they officially went on sale today. Today's Monday. Don't know the exact date, but I pre-ordered them on like Saturday morning, Sunday morning, sometime this weekend. I pre-ordered them. There was a whole thing where the Monster High storefront on Amazon, you're able to find their listing, but you had to pre-order it from the storefront. You couldn't click the listing because when you clicked the listing, it didn't exist. It was like a whole thing, but that's why I got them in so early. So yeah, enough talking. Let's just get into them, shall we? Okay, here is Frankie in box. Just want to show them off real quick before I destroy the box and open them. So I really like the little name up there of the doll, Stitched in Style. It's got really nice holographic metallic foiling. It's really cool. And then I like the draping in the back that they have. I'm not keeping her in box just because I feel like this price point of like G1 collector doll, when they are be like $45 to like $55 sort of like low to mid-range price doll, I just want to open them up, so that's what I'm gonna do. But I just want to show up the box and then let's see how we open them. We'll start on the bottom. Because I'm not really keeping them, I'm gonna be a little bit more, I don't know what the word is. Not aggressive, but like rough. I'm a little bit more careful with my doll boxes if I plan on like keeping them. Did I just get a paper cut? I hope not. Okay. Usually you have to do both sides. Like it's probably not just gonna slide out. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I know these things at this point. Okay. There's probably tape up here somewhere. Is it right there? Yeah. There's tape right here that is keeping the box from just sliding out. Once you've opened up enough dolls, you like learn this stuff. You learn the tricks of packaging. And now that piece of tape right there was snipped, they will slide right out. Except for these little pieces. Okay, just kidding. See these plastic pieces? I'm gonna fold them in right there so they don't create any issues. Okay. Now I should be able to slide them out. Here is Frankie without the plastic on them. Oh, they're getting washed out. That's fine. And then mine's bangs are also like slightly uneven. Like this looks a little longer than this, so I might clean that up too. But oh, I love their face. I'm not starting, the review process just yet. I'm just unboxing, but oh, I love it. They look so good. Oh wow, I love it. Okay. Okay, Frankie is out of the box. And before we look at them, I just wanted to show off the stand that she comes with. It is a saddle stand. Mine still has an elastic on it from packaging, but you sort of just position that on the doll and it's supposed to stand. I feel like they could have had a waist stand, to be honest. Like what's going on at the waist that's preventing a waist clip? Not that much. Like they're so dramatic. They could have given her a regular stand. I don't think she needed a saddle stand like Vampire Heart Draculaura did. But yeah, this doll is definitely one of those dolls that like needs a lot of styling and fluffing and sort of like, tweaking. Like you can see how much is going on here, that like it's very nice, but you really just have to style them. But okay, let's start off with her gorgeous face. So she has this very strange dark silver lip. I would describe it like a nickel sort of color. I don't know, mine's kind of strange. Maybe it's just a QC on mine, but like mine looks a little weird. Like something happened in the center right there. Like I'm not vibing with it. Like I said, maybe it's just mine, but not looking great. And then these bangs are casting a shadow over her eyes, but the eye makeup is, let's see, what does it look like? Right there, you can see this really cool graphic blue inner corner, and then it just kind of smokes out with this gray eyeshadow. And the bangs aren't too heavily gelled, like you saw, I just move them and they kind of go back into place. These, like I said earlier, these bangs are thatched through the hairline, which sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. It really just depends. Like Halliday Draculaura had it and I didn't mind because I liked how it was inverse with the hair. Like it kind of worked for me in that moment. In this moment, it works a little less, personally. That's probably my least favorite part about this doll, just like right off the bat. Also, why is this one free-flowing and then this one got trapped behind that elastic? I'm going to deal with that later. But yeah, on top of these bangs, there are some longer tendrils that are connected that sort of shape her face. Well, if this one weren't trapped, it would be. And then she has this very intricate chain headpiece with looks like sewing needles, safety pins. It's kind of given like saw trap, to be honest. It's intense. Like, what the? It wraps around like this whole hair. Is this supposed to go like that maybe? Yeah. Okay, that is intriguing. I've never seen something like this. I feel like it's gonna limit what you can do with her hair. Like, I don't really like this bun, but I feel like I'm gonna have to redo the bun, Well, speaking of, there is this huge bun on top of her head. It's pretty solid, to be honest. I wonder if there's product in that, which I will be taking down. And there's elastic, a T-tie holding it in right there, as well as right there. So I will be cutting those off later. Her earrings don't even match the same type of like plastic that the headpiece is. I don't know if you can tell, but it is a slightly like a shade off. Like this is a little bit more white toned. This is more gray toned, silver toned, but they look to be a sewing needle with thread. Yes, that is totally what they are. Okay, cool. And then moving on to their fashion. Right off the bat, I'm so enamored by this really cool like arm cuff made out of what appears to be barbed wire. So a little tidbit, the designer, Annalise Lau, has an Instagram, Age of A. Lately, she's been posting really cool behind the scenes information about these G1 collector dolls. Here is the certificate of authenticity, by the way, with her name there, Stitched in Style Frankie. And on her Instagram, she was talking about every little detail of this doll, the face up, like the thought process behind the dress, the way they were able to, source the pattern for it, like the shoes, the tulle underlayers, like the Angelina Jolie sort of like one leg moment. Like she gave you the full tea. So I'm not going to be able to give you that because I didn't design this doll. My analysis is going to be slightly more rudimentary, but that's the fun of it, right? So just a forewarning, if you want that analysis of hers, I'm sure it's posted on one of those doll Instagram accounts somewhere. But yeah, let's get back into Miss Frankie Stein. So as I was saying, this is a really cool arm cuff with barbed wire. And it has something to do with fashion. I don't remember exactly what, but it is actually two pieces. It looks like it's one big piece. These are actually two separate pieces on these two arm segments, which I like, so then you can still have articulation and have an elbow bend without the plastic, you know, limiting that articulation. So that is really well thought out. And it's asymmetrical, so it's just on this side. It does kind of lean very heavy right here, you know, because of that arm cuff plus the direction of this dress, but it's fine. Then Annalise called this a bustier, which I just loved. I was like, yes, that is a bustier. That's what we should be calling it. And it is meant to be more so of like the mannequin portion of the doll. So, you know, this whole doll is very meta. If you are a fashion designer, it's sort of an ode to dressmaking and fashion. So it's sort of meant to combine deconstructed with a final form. Yeah. All of that intermixed with the Frankie Stein motifs that we know and love, such as stitches, a little bit of the more Monster High edginess with barbed wire. So I think it works. But yeah, going back to this top, it is black, sort of leather with white stitch detail. I love this mesh that pulls back right there, and it sort of wraps just around their neck bolts. And then I think, oh, there goes their saddle stand. I think, yeah, it is. You do have to tie it. So I know a lot of people do not like that, but it's just tie a little bow. You know, if you know how to tie a shoelace, you can probably do this. So you have to do the Velcro and tie the little bow. So I'm going to have to do that later, but it's fine. I think it's worth it. It adds a nice sort of like luxurious element to it, I feel. So I don't mind having to tie the bow back. And then getting into this dress piece, there is this huge chain that is sort of entangled around this gorgeous, gorgeous plaid, sort of ruched, puffy moment going on here. And I feel like it's sewed in there. Yeah, it's definitely sewed in there, which I'm not going to mess with. I feel like it's intended to be sewed into place to maintain its form. There's at least like 1, 2, 3 spots it's sewed into. And I don't know how it's being held up here. Probably from the back is my assumption. Yep. Right there. A little closure. Which I feel like you can take that off, and then there's probably Velcro on the back of this dress too. How do you do that? Okay. So yeah. How does this dress come off? This is so intricate. It's so hard to tell. Is there a Velcro? Yes. But then this blue piece is almost like its own thing as well. Is that just elastic? Oh my gosh, that is just elastic. Okay, this is intense. That's going to be a lot of effort to take off, personally, which is fine. But like, you have a closure for the belt, a Velcro closure for the main framework of the dress, and then Velcro to give it a cinched in waist shape right there. So that's a lot going on. But you know what? I prefer that. I like that sort of intricacy for a $50 doll. It makes it feel worth your price, you know? And the details are really cool. A little pin cushion right there. And then I didn't put the belt back together, so it's fine. But there's at least like 4 different types of chain going on here. You can see a thick barbed wire, more traditional chain. And this looks like stitch detailing. It's really nice. And then this fabric is stunning. I think Annalise described it as sort of an edited plaid from Frankie's G1 core doll. It looks to be more vivid blue. Like Frankie's core was giving more blue-green tones. This is more like the blue saturation was definitely, you know, turned up. And then I love the metallic foil stitches going across. It adds such a beautiful shine in the light. I can't even tell how this was made. It's so cool. You can see it's kind of like 3 layers, like 1 big puff, 2, and then 3. It is not lined like this actual fabric, but you can't really see it. Unlike Holiday Claudine, where you could really see it, you really don't see it in a 360 view, so I don't mind it here. And then the tulle underneath is attached to this black sort of form. I think that was there to give some modesty to the doll, as Annalise described it, because, you know, otherwise what would be going on in the back? You kind of need to cover some of this up. But it also gives you a form to attach this tool to, which is like 1, 2, 3 layers, two blue, 1 black. Yeah, love the tool. And then in the front, you can see where the lengths change. So we have a long piece right here, and then as we come higher up onto the portion right here, it gets a little shorter to give you some dimension. I love it. So nice, so freaking cool. Oh my god, look at these little scissors. Oh, I love that. It kind of gets, mine kind of got hidden in that little, you know, shape of the dress, but I love that. Also, if you play League of Legends, this doll kind of reminds me of Gwen. You know, it's very similar with the scissors and the stitched in motif. Then these shoes, wow. I love this sewing needle heel. And then I think they are hollow. Yeah, you can't really tell, but they are hollow. Super cool. I love the stitch patchwork. Very, very Frankie. A little ruler detail. Wow. And then more of that like barbed wire right there. These are so cool. I think they are meant to be sort of like deconstructed, like not finished all the way. I really like it. And then I think this is like, you know, the beginning of how you would make a heel. And then this probably like in real life would get wrapped with some type of leather or material. That's why it's hollow like that. So like I said, I'm not a seamstress. I'm not a fashion designer. I don't have all of the tools in my wheelhouse to accurately describe this doll. I'm using what knowledge I do have. But yeah, very, very cool. And then it is Saran. I feel like I never mentioned that these dolls are Saran, but if you're buying a G1 collector doll, you really don't have to worry about it being poly. Like, I'm not trying to jinx myself and then we get a G1 poly doll, but like, you really don't have to worry about it. For the most part, they're all going to be Saran. And yeah, I love her. She's so stunning. I am going to find the stand that it dropped. And next, I'm going to take apart the outfit, undo the hair, give her a wash, and see what we can do from there. Plus, I think it's helpful as well, if you're interested in this doll, to sort of see what she looks like if you take her apart. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, Frankie is back, and for sake of modesty, I put on a little fur coat from Rainbow High to cover them up. Everything has been removed, so we can just show you what's lurking underneath as far as fashion goes. So here is what the underskirt looks like. So it has this black, is that satin? It looks like polyester. I'm not sure what material it is, with the Velcro closure right there. And then you can see that's how the tulle flares out. Really gorgeous piece. I love the tulle they chose. Okay, and then here is the overskirt. You can even see more tulle that is built in. I do kind of wish it went a little lower, but I don't mind it. And it does look to be a different shade, as you can see. This is more green tealy, whereas this is more like a true blue, like an aquamarine. And then this is elastic. There, you can even see the elastic. So nice. And then the belt piece that has this little closure there. And then you could probably theoretically remove the stitching that's holding this piece into place, but I think it just kind of helps keep its form. So I'm not going to do that. And then there is the headpiece. Once I removed the T-ties, it came off super simple, but I'm just a little nervous how well this will stay, you know, without that support. But here it is. I didn't talk about it in too much detail, but I like the sewing needle crown. It's very nice, but it is very much designed with this specific hairstyle. So, you know, if you do plan on restyling their hair, you're going to have to get creative if you want to make this piece work. I think we'll see what we can do. And then we got the shoes. You know, these heels are very what's the word? Malleable, but because it's a sewing needle heel, you know, if it wasn't this bendy plastic, if it was just a stiff plastic, these would snap right off. So that's why they are so bendy. But I love the pointed heel, not the pointed heel, like the pointed toe. You can see better now too that they are hollow. Very cool shoes. Then the halter top sort of like bustier. You can see the ribbon that you tie around it. And then the Velcro closure right there. This piece is giving me very much G3 vibes. I feel like we get a lot of that sort of like style in G3. And then to remove the barbed wire like arm cuff, you actually have to take out the hand to then slide them off. They're like one loop, as you can see. And they were a little tough to get off because I didn't want to scuff Frankie's like stitch arm paint. And the last things we have are the hands. I haven't put the hands back in. The hands. And our little cute earrings with the needle and thread. Very, very cool. Okay, next I'm going to take down the hairstyle so we can see what's going on there. Okay, I'm going to do this with you because, you know, why not? There is a black elastic right there. I do want to keep those elastics, so I'm going to try my best to not just cut them off. Okay. It's a huge bun, so I'm going to try to, I want to kind of like learn how this is done. That way if I do decide I want to put the style back together, I know what is going on. I don't know if I'm off to a great start. Okay. There's that elastic. Okay. I know a lot of people get scared taking down collector doll hair. You know what? I'm not that intimidated by it. If I can't put this back together, I can't put it back together. It's not the end of the world, you know? Okay. There we go. That was more, that was not the best way to do that, but that's how I did it. So that's fine. And then, so the rubber band was to hold, you know, the bun into place. Once you have this hair, you kind of, I'm guessing maybe they like twisted it. Yeah, it looks like they give it a twist and then like a wrap around of some sorts. Yeah, maybe this way they wrapped it. I can't tell. Okay, so I slid the elastics off. One was holding the bun down and then one was holding, you know, the rest of this hair down. And then this is how it was sectioned. So you can see one little piece right there, I think was meant to sort of pull the hair back tight. So if you want to recreate this hairstyle, there's the one little piece. You can just pull it from like right kind of towards the tip of the head right there. I'm gonna lay that flat. And then here we can pull underneath. So it's just like the first layer that they pulled back, which makes sense, right? That's what the parting's looking like. And is that a part line? Do we got one? I think we do. Awesome. Okay, cool. I'm gonna see what I can do with this doll. They're kind of giving like Amy Winehouse right now. A little bit, but yeah, it's nice hair. If you give this a good wash, use some hot water, you can get out that texture. But yeah, I'm gonna try to work some magic now and see what we can do. Okay, to start the hair, I'm just going to do a simple wash and condition. I use dish soap. I know some people think dish soap is a little aggressive on doll hair, but I find that it works well. And I just use a little bit, lather it really quickly, and rinse it out. And then I'm also going to be adding some conditioner. I don't think I show that in this clip, but I do add conditioner, and I don't rinse it out quite yet. So in the next clip, I have the conditioner still soaking in the doll's hair. And what I am now starting to do is I'm going to take hair near the middle part and section off that hair to then make into bangs. I mean, it already has bangs, but I want the bangs to look different and come from the middle part rather than just be sort of like thatched through, because I don't like the thatched bangs, you know? So I'm sectioning it off, and then I realize how hard this is to do on camera. So I'm trying my best, but I ended up finishing it off camera because it is a little difficult for me to figure out the exact amount of hair that I want to use to make into bangs. Because the trick is you want to take enough hair to make bangs with, but have enough left on the head that you don't have any bald spots. So it is a little difficult, and I did the rest off camera. I'm just fixing it up right here. But yeah, you're going to do it on both sides. And like I said, the trick is to know how much to pull and then how much to leave behind so there are no bald spots when you comb these bangs down and, boil wash them down. So I'm taking these in preparation to then flatten them out with boiling hot water. So they lay flat in the front, so then I can snip them into bangs. So you can see these are the two sections that I have, well, sectioned out. And it is just hair coming from the part line that I'm going to boil wash and basically create new bangs. So I see a lot of people, when they don't like bangs, they will like pull out the bangs and then just make a new pair of bangs, which I'm trying to be more pragmatic and use what I already have. So I already have those thatched bangs that I don't like. I'm going to use that as like a template and as a base. And then these new bangs that I am boiling down will just go lay on top of that. A caveat of that is now that sort of quintessential Frankie black and white stripe pattern, is no longer going to be visible by the end of this, but I still think it's going to be worth it just because I want my bangs to look a certain way. So yeah, I've been meaning to do a tutorial on this because it's one thing to talk about it, but I think it does help as well to sort of show what this process looks like. And so I just did my first boil wash. I'm just combing it down. I'm going to go in a second time. Honestly, the first time was probably enough, but I just did a second time to be safe. And you are dealing with hot, boiling hot water. So just be very careful not to burn yourself. And as you can see, those two tendrils are now hanging in the front. I'm just combing them down to make sure that they're laying flat. And it doesn't look like it's going to work out right here, right? It just kind of looks a little silly, but trust me, it does work out. It does work out. Okay, so that is what we're working with after the boil wash. And then after this, I am going to take some gel and comb them down flat, so that way I can prep them to trim the bangs. And here's what it looks like gelled down. Okay, after some time, I let the gel dry down a little bit. I'm now going to be coming back to the bangs. I use my comb to sort of lift the hair to make sure it's not stuck to the face, so it's easier to cut. And I just go straight for it. As you can see, no hesitation. And part of that is because I can kind of use the hair, the white hair underneath, as a template. And granted, like I said earlier, my bangs were uneven. So this is also an opportunity for me to straighten the bangs out, which is nice. But yeah, I just went for it, got the majority of the hair out. I'm going to keep, where those like sort of like long tendrils were with the white hair? I'm going to keep the black hair that same length over it. I kind of like the way that looks. So I'm not trimming the hair that's laying flat there. And yeah, now is the part where for like 10 minutes, I just do tiny snips back and forth to shapen the bangs out. And even after all of these clips of me snipping the bangs, even off camera, I keep going back and shaping them again and again and again, just because I really want to get them right. So yeah, but like I said, I don't know if I said this. Well, I'm going to say it right now. If you are intimidated or scared to do bangs on a doll, to me, this is kind of a good starting point. It's kind of like training wheels. You have a template that you can kind of go off of, and you're just enhancing, like a template that kind of already exists there. So I like this technique. I plan on doing it with some future releases, Malady and Persephone. I've done it on Skulltimate Secret Series 1, Cleo Denial. So yeah, this is something that I like to do, and I don't really think I've seen it shown anywhere, this kind of technique, because like I said, most times I see people rip out the thatched bangs and then, take the hair and make a new set of bangs, but I'm just enhancing, this is enhancement basically. So, and it's Frankie, so it works out. But yeah, like I said, I just keep snipping back and forth until, check it. What does it look like? Does it look okay? What is one side longer than the other? That's basically all this is. And because the hair is gelled, it does like stick to the face, which is annoying. But you just clean that all up afterwards, And yeah, thanks for sticking along. I know this is so boring, but I kind of like to show it because, maybe some people find it interesting. I don't know. Okay, I am back. It is actually the next day. I was just a little too tired last night to wrap this video up, but it's fine. I think it works. I gave them time to dry overnight, so their hair is completely dry and ready to go, and redress them, which is, not too difficult. Rather, just tying this little top back together with a cute little bow, making sure that I was getting this skirt piece on and that it looked right. And like I said earlier, it does require just a lot of zhuzhing to make it how you want it to look, And so I like the way I've currently posed her. And yeah, I also did give a top knot bun sort of situation moment because I feel like this headpiece just sort of calls for it, It's got the like a hole almost, that a space there that where like it feels vacant if you don't have something right there, I think personally. So what I did is I just like took some hair from the part line, had 2 strands, and then just did one big twist, and then I wrapped that twist in a little bun. And I think the initial hairstyle was supposed to be giving like a pincushion, which this is not. This is giving like everlasting gobstopper. But it's fine. I like it. It's, I've already tweaked the doll that I'm not trying to like match it back to its, default state. So it's already highly customized and edited. I was like, I can just do my own little bun situation and move on with it, And then here are the bangs situation. As you can see, I added some gel even to like right here so I can kind of keep their shape. And they are now coming out of like a middle part line rather than thatched through the hairline. And I love the way they look. I also love Frankie in like a more like all black moment. This just makes me a lot happier. Like I am a lot happier now with this versus like the bangs that we got initially. And I did have to sacrifice that sort of like signature Frankie black and white stripe moment. But you know what? It's fine. I'm fine with it. I'm happy with her. I like the way she looks. And I had been meaning to do a tutorial on this bang technique because I really like it. I, pull it out when I need to, and I feel like it works really effectively. And speaking of the bangs, I didn't show this, but I wanted to talk about it. This was the gel I used, just got to be gel to hold the bangs down. And then I just used this little comb I got off Amazon. It's not gonna want to focus like a freaking beauty influencer. It really does not want to focus. Let's see. Yeah, just this little comb, like metal fine tooth comb, to lay the bangs out the way I want them. And I do that while I'm gelling it. So like I'm combing the bangs and laying them flat with gel, and then yeah, that's all I do. So yeah, I have to say I am a huge fan of this doll. I feel like for that $50 price point, it's pretty good. It's really nice, high quality outfit, really conceptual. It feels like it makes sense with Frankie's character. It's exploring themes and symbols and motifs that Frankie represents, like, as a Franken monster. I actually just recently learned that, what do they call Frankie? A simulacrum? I don't know how to say that word. That's like Frankie's monster type. I never knew that. So I just recently learned that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I had a lot of fun showing off this new stitched in style Frankie. I love the end result. They look so ready to go on a shelf. Let me give a little bit of like some different angles, like a 3/4 angle. I love this headpiece. Their hair is such nice saran. It's so easy to work with. And I'm just very, very pleased with this doll. After like all of the G1 dolls we've gotten this year, Gulek Sculia, this Frankie, Vampire Heart Draculaura. To be honest, I even like the Fangvote Rochelle. I did pre-order her and I did like her because I think she's going to come out stunning. And yeah, I am just very happy with From Monster High. I am fed constantly and I am enjoying it. So yeah, that's all I have for you today. My name is Eli and this is my channel, Jack Elijah. Thank you for hanging out with me today and I'll see you next time. Bye.